Yo, what's going on, guys? Fate here, and welcome back to WPF Season 5 A Division Draft Breakdown. And yeah, this league is whatever you call it, sub-point draft. So it's still a tier draft, but every Pokemon costs points. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm really excited for this league, and it's a huge league, and I'm super excited for it, man. So let's go ahead and just get right into it. As you can see, my round one pick was Mega Gallade. Not much to say about this guy, other than he's one of the best mons in draft format. Close combat, Zen, Shadow Sneak. That's Shadow Ball, but y'all get the point. All I have to do is go through this, and very kind of bulky in a sense, actually. Like usable special defense and even usable defense. So kind of bulky, so I can set up Sword Stance on something if I have to, and then obviously forces switches, of course. So yeah, this one is just a really good Pokemon. So I drafted it, and the next Pokemon is Zapdos. Now, originally I wanted to grab Corviknight, but that didn't make it back to me because I was pick number 10, and so I was right in the middle of a 18-person draft. So I decided to go with Zapdos. This is a Pokemon I've never used before, but it's a very good Pokemon, obviously. Obviously, kind of fast. It gives me a good speed tier under Gallade, obviously. Big special attacker, very nice. Pressure ability, honestly, just has an ability to be very annoying. And it gets Defog, which is really nice, of course. Heat Wave. It's a Zapdos. I've never used it before, but it's a Zapdos. It's annoying. It can play a lot of roles as well with defog and pressure stalling, or I can also run offensive or even Scarf if I want to, although that seems extremely unlikely. So the next Pokemon is my number one Stealth Rocker, at least the first one that I drafted. Landorus. I only Sandforce, but this one is over base 100s, which is very nice. Probably going to be one of my premier Scarfers on my team. Gives me a ground type, which is super important, and gives me another flying type. So I'm just like super not caring about ground types at all. So that's super good. Obviously, Zapdos pairs well because flying is super effective on Gallade. By the way, just wanted to point that out. I don't know if I missed that or not, but Landers, I is going to be the guy I'm going to be using a lot. Um, it's Landers Eye. It has a lot of options. Stealth Rock, U-turn, Defog. It gets Landers' moveset, obviously. So knock off. I can run Bulk Up, dude. Earth Power, obviously, all these options that I can run. So Landers Eye is a very good Pokemon with, once again, nice bulk that I can use. So right now I'm building a really good bulky offense team. So with my fourth pick, I decided to grab my Fairy type, Wheezing Galar. So what Galarian Wheezing gives me is another ground immunity, Mon that turns off abilities, and Misty Surge. So I think that's really good. Obviously, it gives me a T-Spiker and a grounded poison, and it gives me my Fairy type, of course. So really, one of the best parts about this mod is it gives me a huge defense stat, obviously, and then I just have Fairy type moves, obviously, and Sludge Bomb and stuff. Taunt, Willow, T-Spikes, Pain Splint, Defog gives me another Defogger, so I have 3 Defoggers. I don't really have to worry about it for the rest of the draft. Gives me fire moves. I really think this mod is really good. Also has Haze, so this mod has a lot of what's the word? Underrated versatility, I think, and I really want to use this mod and show how good it can be. Also has Cleric with Aromatherapy, so yeah, I think this mod is going to be really good. Gyro Ball, if I ever want to use its base 60 speed, I probably won't. But yeah, I think it has a lot of uses. Gets T-Bolt, so it's what I'm trying to do here with this squad is build a really versatile team that can take on anything, right? So what Weezing gives me here is T Spikes plus Mega Gallade, which I really like. I really like T Spikes plus Zapdos and Pressure Stalling. I really like, and then T Spikes plus Scarf Lando I, Stealth Rock Lando I really like that as well. Or Bulk Up Lando I, you know what I'm saying? So I think this mon is also going to be extremely good. And now here's where I blank on what mon I drafted after this. So I'm gonna think about it real long and hard. Okay. Okay, we're thinking about it. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. I'm not sure. I have no idea. I actually have zero clue what I drafted now. Okay. We're gonna just show this guy. Okay, so I drafted Gastrodon. Um, honestly, I don't think it's the best fit for Gastrodon, but it gives me a water absorber, and I was really paranoid about water guys, even though I have a Zapdos. But I was really paranoid about it. It gives me another electric immunity with Lando and Gastro, so that's really nice. And then I'm piling up 4 times weaknesses with these two. So you have to pick, especially if you're an electric type, you have to pick what you have, unless you're Coco and you have Grass Knot, or Zeraora and you have Grass Knot. But for the lower tier electrics, you have to pick which hidden power you want to run, and I really like that. So that's probably its best pairing here. Otherwise, it's just going to be a good water absorber and then do what Gastrodon does. So yeah. All right. Next up, I drafted Duraludon, right? But then I wasn't a fan. I was not a fan of this Duraludon. I drafted it because it's like, oh, special breaker, gives me a rocker, which I kind of wanted. And then, you know, that's about it. And it's slow, not bulky, like 50 speed dev. That's really bad. With only 70 HP, that's really bad. So I ended up dropping this one after the draft. So I'm just going to show you what I dropped it for, which was Obstagoon. Obviously, I'm missing things with this draft right now, but it's kind of hard to go in order when I made drops right after the draft during the grace period. But Goon gives me a breaker. Even though it's only base 90 attack, obviously Guts and Flame Orb, right? So um, with that, it gives me a huge breaker, right? So I just really wanted a breaker so I can so I can use Gallade to its fullest potential, and with Obstagoon I can hopefully break stuff, and then Gallade can win at +2, especially with the use of Shadow Sneak as priority, and that's the main plan. I really think Obstagoon's a really underrated breaker. I also needed a Dark type to switch into Psychic type moves for the Weezing, so that's also very good. And yeah, that's what I did. So I drafted that guy. So next up, I decided I was like, yo. Duraludon's not gonna work. Duraludon's not gonna work, right? So I drafted Ferrothorn, knowing full well that I'm gonna get rid of Duraludon. So Ferrothorn gives me Grass type to pair with Gastro, and it gives me a Steel type to pair with uh, Weezing. So that's very good, and that also gives me another Rocker and a Spiker. So that's awesome. So now I have Rocks, T-Spikes, and Spikes. So I have all 3 major hazards, and I almost have all 4 except for webs. So I really like that. And then, obviously, I'm going to drop Duraludon later. So next, I pick up Noivern to complete my Fairy Dragon Steel. So Noivern's going to have Hurricane and all that. It's also helps me with my speed tiers, which is something I wanted. Is something over 120, and that's Noivern. Noivern's not that strong, but another Defogger, and completes my Fairy Dragon Steel, which I like. I really appreciate. And then, yeah, so that's why I drafted that guy. All right. So next up, I drafted Flareon. Now, and then I drafted Dusclops. So we're just gonna go right over Flareon. and then I drafted Magmortar as my tier 4, and this is what I finished out with. So I drafted Flareon, and I was like, no, Flareon sucks. So I drafted Magmortar after that as another special breaker, which I really like. I think Specs is really good. Having a Flame Body Mon is extremely good too, because yeah, it just is. Punishing U-turns is very good. This Mon gets teleport as well, so there's that. Willow actually gets Belly Drum as well, so this Mon has a lot of versatility, and that's what I've been preaching with this team, man, is versatility. Even Ferrothorn has a good amount of versatility, even though it comes in and it does the same thing every week. It has versatility with the type of hazards it sets up or what attacking moves it uses. So once again, preaching versatility with the squad. So this, but really, what my mortar gives me is low speed tier, which I needed, one under 90. Besides Weezing and Gastrodon and Ferrothorn. So I needed one under 90. So that's what Magmortar gives me, and Dusclops, obviously. So I needed one under 90. And then I needed a huge special breaker. And this is what this guy gives me. So, yeah. And then, obviously, I drop Flareon. I pick up Dottler after the draft. And this gives me a guy with webs. And that's it. That's all I wanted is webs. But it's also bulky psychic, so kind of good. Maybe okay for Metacham. I don't know. I don't really think so. But really gives me a Weber, which I really like. So, and we have Dusclops. Y'all know what Dusclops does, man. It's just uber bulky. And that's all there is. So, yeah. Yeah, and that is the squad. I mean, I glossed over Dusclops, but Dusclops gives me another bulky guy, which I needed. I think I really balanced this team out well, and I think I'm really proud of it. Even though it looks extremely weird, but I think this team is really good, and I think it pairs really well. I think Gallade Zapdos is utterly broken because a lot of the mons that force out Gallade bring in Zapdos. So, yeah. And then I like Weezing Goon a lot, and I like Weezing Ferrothorn a lot. And then Lando Eye is also just a really good Pokemon, in my opinion. And then Gastro helps me not lose to a guy named Dracovish. Noivern gives me a great speed tier. The speed tiers on this team, I think, are amazing as well, by the way. Even though the only one in like the 80s range is Magmortar, but I think that should be fine because I think Magmortar is a mon that can actually come a lot of weeks. And obviously, I have every hazard on this team, which is really good in my opinion. But yeah, this is the squad. This is the squad we're rocking with. It's very weird. I've never used a team like this because I don't know. It's just it seems so weird to me though. I'll admit it. It seems super weird to me, but I think it's gonna work out really well. Yeah, I think this team's gonna be really good. I don't have much else to say, and this might have been the worst video I've ever recorded. I was so discombobulated, but I don't know. It's going up anyway, so we don't do redos. We don't do redos here, so it's whatever. This video is going up, man. I don't care. Be sure to like the video if you like it, and subscribe for more. We got a lot of games. We got 10 weeks of WPF coming, and then the playoffs when I make it. So be sure to subscribe for all that. Obviously, we got SDL games about to come out too, and then we still have, of course, still have normal showdown lives as well. So be sure you guys are ready for all of that. Bye.